Okay, let's jump right into this explainer. Welcome. Today, we're unpacking a concept that literally has the power to transform your day and, by extension, the rest of your life. We're looking at the core principles from Hal Elrod's The Miracle Morning. If you've ever felt like you're kind of just dragging yourself out of bed, reacting to whatever the day throws at you, well, you're in the right place. We're going to see how mastering your day really starts with mastering your morning through pure intentionality.
So, what if waking up just 1 hour earlier could completely change your life? Now, I know what you're probably thinking. I'm already exhausted. Why on earth would I rob myself of an hour of sleep? But as the source material makes super clear, this isn't about some magic productivity hack, and it's definitely not about just cramming more work into your day. No, it's about deliberately deciding who you are becoming before the day even has a chance to start. It's about setting the terms of engagement for your own life. Because think about it, if we don't set those terms, we fall right into the autopilot trap. Most of us wake up, instantly check our phones, rush out the door, merely survive the day, and then repeat it all over again tomorrow, right? It's an exhausting cycle. When we simply repeat yesterday without intentionally trying to improve ourselves, years pass by and absolutely nothing changes. The author Hal Elrod argues that if your daily routine never changes, well, neither will your future. Section 1, Hal Elrod's origin story. To really grasp why this framework is so powerful, you kind of need to know that Hal Elrod isn't just some generic productivity guru who sat in a comfy office theorizing about morning routines. At just 20 years old, he was in a devastating car accident. In fact, he was actually declared clinically dead for several minutes. Doctors literally told him he might never walk again. But he defied those odds, he recovered, and spent years rebuilding his life. Then, boom, another massive crisis hit, the 2008 financial collapse. His business struggled, he drowned in debt, and he fell into a really deep depression. Desperate for a lifeline to get his life back on track, he combined several proven personal development practices into a single, cohesive morning routine. And that desperate lifeline, that became the Miracle Morning. The biggest takeaway Elrod delivers here is that your life rarely changes until you change yourself. And honestly, the absolute easiest time to do that is before the rest of the world wakes up and starts demanding your attention. So instead of starting your day reacting to emails, text messages, and all those looming responsibilities, you spend that crucial first hour investing in yourself. Why? Because the quality of your mornings directly influences the quality of your days, and ultimately, your days become your life. Section 2, the Savers Method. All right, this is the absolute core of our explainer today. It's a 6-habit acronym designed to break you out of that autopilot trap we talked about earlier. The S stands for silence. The goal here is simple but incredibly profound. Start your morning without chaos. Before you turn on the news, before you hear from your boss, before the kids start yelling, you just sit in silence. You can meditate, pray, breathe deeply, or literally just sit quietly for a few minutes. Doing this intentionally calms your mind and centers your focus way before the daily noise even begins. Next up is A for affirmations. You see, the words you repeat to yourself silently have a huge influence on how you think and act. Instead of starting your day with a default negative thought like, ugh, I'm terrible at this, or I'm so exhausted, you intentionally say things like, I'm becoming better every day. Now, the book makes a point to say that positive affirmations aren't magic spells, right? But they're a highly effective psychological tool to help you replace those limiting beliefs with empowering ones. Moving on, the V is for visualization. This means spending just a few minutes imagining the exact person you want to become. You visualize your goals, your confidence, your healthy lifestyle, a successful future, the whole shebang. By doing this, you're actively training your brain to spot opportunities throughout the day instead of getting bogged down by obstacles. You're basically giving your brain a highly specific target to aim for. Then we hit E, which stands for exercise. And hey, don't worry, you absolutely do not need to do some intense hour-long boot camp workout here. Even just 10 minutes of stretching, a quick walk around the block, a few push-ups, or some light yoga can dramatically increase your energy and your focus. Movement wakes up both your body and your brain. It pumps oxygen into your system so you are physically primed to tackle the day. After that, we have R for reading. The key here is to read something that actually helps you grow. We're talking personal development, philosophy, or skill building. And it doesn't have to be a lot, even just a few pages every morning. Why does this matter? Well, it's just math. Over a single year, reading just a few pages a day compounds into dozens of books. Those tiny daily improvements compound into enormous knowledge and give you a massive mental edge over time. And finally, the last S stands for scribing. Now, scribing is really just a fancy word for writing or journaling. It's all about planning your day, recording your thoughts, writing down a few things you're grateful for, or organizing your top priorities. Taking all those ideas out of your swirling mind and putting them down onto paper actively creates a ton of clarity for the day ahead. Section 3, the 6-minute routine. Now, I know exactly what some of you are thinking right now. Okay, this sounds great, but I barely have time to brush my teeth in the morning, let alone do 6 different personal development habits. Well, Elrod preempts that I don't have time objection with one very specific number, 6. That is the total number of minutes you need to execute this entire routine on your absolute busiest days. Yep, even if you are incredibly strapped for time, you can still reap the benefits of the miracle morning. Because you can literally spend just 1 minute on each habit. Think about it. 1 minute of silence, 1 minute of affirmations, 1 minute of visualization, 1 minute of movement, like, say, doing jumping jacks, 1 minute of reading a single page, and 1 minute of jotting down 3 things you're grateful for. That is only 6 minutes. The vital takeaway here is that consistency matters far, far more than perfection. Doing a 6-minute routine every single day is going to change your life way faster than doing a perfect 60-minute routine once a month. Section 4, Practical Rules for Life. Let's quickly summarize the core lessons here that you can immediately apply to your daily structure. First, win the morning before the world interrupts you. Second, personal growth has to be scheduled. You can't just postpone it to some magical someday. Third, as we saw with the reading habit and that 6-minute routine, small daily habits create extraordinary long-term results. Fourth, and definitely pay close attention to this one, you must build routines that work even when your motivation completely disappears. Because let's face it, motivation is fickle, but habits are reliable. And fifth, focus on becoming a better person first. Better results in your career, your relationships, and your health will naturally follow. You know, a really common misconception about this book is the wake-up time. The miracle morning isn't strictly about waking up at 5 a.m. Honestly, whether your miracle morning starts at 5 a.m., 7 a.m., or even 8 a.m. doesn't really matter. What matters is this. If you don't intentionally make time to improve yourself, life will always, always decide your schedule for you. It's really just about taking back the steering wheel. I want to wrap things up with an incredibly powerful thought from the source material. The most successful people in the world don't necessarily have more talent than you do. They simply spend more time intentionally becoming the person they want to be. Your future isn't built in one extraordinary day. It's built in the first hour of every ordinary morning. So I'll leave you with this question. When that alarm goes off tomorrow, who will you decide to become in that very first hour? Thanks so much for exploring this explainer with me, and I highly challenge you to reclaim your morning tomorrow.